NBA referees admit missing traveling call on James Harden's double step back. Is this news?
It's news because James Harden keeps getting away with illegal moves because he does it so smoothly. It's hard to call real time when you're on the floor.
No, hold on, not this one. No, it's not.
It is
no,
hard.
It's not.
It still is hard. There's a referee right there.
Okay.
But his feet are so smooth. He's dancing out there, Skeets.
Yeah.
He's a dancer.
Looks like Lee Ellis doing the moonwalk.
Yeah, no, I usually would agree with you. With his normal one, just that one gather and big step back that sort of looks like a travel. Some people say it is, some people say it isn't, but not that one. He does it twice. I joked on Twitter that he was doing an impersonation of Brandon Armstrong, doing an impersonation of James Harden, which is just that. Step. They just totally missed this call.
They did, but we have the benefit of 24 hours later and watching it slow-mo. When you're right there, it's hard.
Okay.
And it's hard in, no pun intended. He keeps pushing the boundaries. He just keeps pushing it, and it's really, really hard to call it real time. So the referees have to come out the next day and say, hey, we missed that one.
Right.
Like they should.
Right.
And they did on Twitter. And yes, it's evident. It's 3 steps, as they said.
3.
It's more than 3.
Well, yeah, well, 1.
Well, one's the classic gather.
One's the gather, 1, 2, 3. It's quick.
That's more than 4. But listen, let's give credit to the referees for not trying to sugarcoat this or trying to, spin it in any way. They came out and admitted straight away on Twitter there, yep, travel.
Right.
Wrong call was made. Because that's important to their credibility. We know in the last couple of weeks, particularly with the Rockets and the Jazz, there's been some instances where it's looked like some bad calls have been made and the referees sort of haven't really come out and admitted that. But doing that is really good for them, and I think we have to acknowledge it in this instance because it was the right call that it was the wrong call that was made.
Yeah. And the last 2-minute report also showed that was a missed call. That should have been a violation, should have been a travel. This was just really bad timing for a missed violation on 2 accounts. One, bad timing in the game, because I think if this happens in the second quarter, maybe this is not a headline, maybe this isn't as big a news. I think it'd still be funny on Twitter, but it's because it was a 3-point game with 1 minute to go. The foul is then called there. The foul also sort of questionable. That's something we've talked about with Harden before. Did Rubio made contact, but did Harden embellish it and stuff like that? So bad timing in the game, but also bad timing because we're talking a lot right now about James Harden and all this stuff that he gets away with. And what does he have on the referees where they just, parade him to the free throw line for all these sort of little tricks that he's got, including travels and some flops and, making all this contact. So it's really bad timing, which is why I guess this is news.
Yeah, it's taking away from what he's doing on the basketball floor, which is averaging nearly 40 points the last 4 games, almost 40 points. A lot of it is from the free throw line because of moves like you just saw. The reach.
Let's go. I'ma make a couple stacks, do exactly what I want to. Mix a couple tracks, get a lady that I'm drawn to. Turn up to the max, get it faded till I'm gone, dude. I do what I want, couldn't stop me if you wanted to. I just work hard, yeah, harder than the rest. Some people say I'm lucky, others saying that